Good morning, everyone. This is John with Yard to Table Appalachian Homesteading, and you also might know me from my main channel, the Appalachian Channel with John Ward. But today we're here looking at some things that I'm very excited about. This episode's about mulch. I never thought I'd be so excited about mulch in all my life, and I have found some finally. I've been looking for it. I got a comment on the YouTube channel there on the last video when I was talking about mulch, and I looked that up. I think it was the Country Girl something. She made a comment saying, hey, Miracle-Gro makes a organic mulch. And that's the thing. I've been looking for some mulch to go down on these raised beds. I tried some chopped straw, and no, that's not my thing. One, I don't like the looks, and this is in my front yard. I want it to look good. But I got seeds that sprouted in that came up. I don't know if that's what kind of straw that is, wheat straw or whatever, but it's not that big of a thing. But I've been having to pull grass out of it, and I don't like it. It doesn't seem to hold the moisture as good, and I just don't really like the way it looks. Plus it gets out of the bed and it gets down into my mulch here. Now let's talk about this mulch here, and then this is what I'm so excited about, guys. Check this out right here. I do have 10 bags of this here to try and look at it. We're going to open it up here in a minute, and we're going to see what it's like so you can see the consistency of it. But what's the difference in this mulch here and the mulch that's down on my walkway? And I also have this mulch over here on my walkway that we put down last year with the same weed barrier, the same identical mulch, Stay Green STA green from Lowe's, because it's always on sale. So I have used mulch. I built my first house when I was 22 years old. And I started making flower beds at that time, putting, flowers out in front of the house, and done that for many, many years. So I've never grown vegetables, but I have grown certain flowers and things, and I've always used mulch. And so I have, let's see, almost 40 years of experience that I can say using this mulch. And I get a comment every now and then, people tell me, oh, don't use that, it'll have grass come up in it. Well, I could just leave the grass down, and then you just have grass grow up. And a lot of people say that it grows grass. No, it deters grass from coming up. If you got weed barrier down especially, and then you put the mulch down, it will keep the weeds down. Will you still get stuff growing? Absolutely. I get grass to grow on my gravels over here. It's hard packed, but yet still grass will grow in that. Grass is going to grow in here if you get seeds in it. If you get seeds on top of this, it's a good soil. You can grow stuff in that. Not a whole lot. It's a little woodsy. It's got a lot of bark in it still, but as it breaks down, yes, it breaks down into a very good soil, and it will grow things if you let things get in it. If you mow your yard, if I mow my yard and blow all of my grass and everything into here, or weed eat and blow it all into here, eventually, you know what? I'm gonna have all kinds of stuff growing in here. But the good thing is, this stuff is so loose that I can just pull it up if it comes up. So after 40 years of growing, you're going to get some things like this right here using mulch. You're going to get things like this right here. Here's a blade of grass. Yep, it's not 100% absolutely going to keep everything out, but see that? I just take and I pull that out. See this here? Yeah, you're going to get things that come up in it. This stuff was put down, so you got to do some maintenance on it. It's not completely maintenance free. And you can see right here, I sprayed this with some vinegar, but that's coming up around where you got any holes or cracks or anything in the weed barrier below. You're going to have these problems. So you just got to pick them out. So this look so much better to me. Now, if this was just commercial and it was for just growing to sell at the market or something, yeah, the mulch wouldn't be necessary. But there's less than $100 worth of mulch out here at $2 a bag. For me, I wanted to put the mulch down. Now, this soil is, on top is the Miracle-Gro Organic and raised bed soil. Now, you've heard me talk about this, and I've talked about it. It's almost like mulch. It has quite a bit of wood product still in it. It's not cheap. Is it the best? I don't know. I've not seen any real studies on the raised bed soils for like where other YouTubers or anybody's used this to grow one item here compared to another type of soil. But yeah, so let's look at some of what's growing this morning before we get into the mulch, because I'm gonna put a little mulch out in here this morning, and we're gonna mulch this lettuce and this celery and a few things. And this bed, on my last video, I talked about this bed being some problems, some issues that I feel that's going on here. And I mainly see it in the cabbage over here on this side. We got, well, I keep calling it cabbage. I'm sorry, it's not cabbage, it's broccoli and cauliflower. This one, I fertilized them the other day, and this one's finally starting to get some new green growth and look better. But they have looked really like purplish looking. I've got some dead leaves here, but the fertilized definitely, I used some Miracle-Gro vegetable fertilizer to bring up the nitrogen, because this bed here, this is all an experiment for me, and this bed does have logs in the bottom of it. Now, let's see, right here, look at this, guys. I think this is interesting for me. See the little bitty mushrooms? Those are called Japanese umbrella mushrooms, and they bother nothing in here. They help break down things in the soil. I looked that up. They're good for the soil, so they're not eatable. You don't want to eat them. They're not poisonous, but they're just not something you eat. But it's a good sign. So I did do some research, and these purple leaves is pretty much a lack of nitrogen. And what's happened is, because this is only a 1 foot bed, and I put about 6 inches of rotten log material in the bottom of it, it's really pulling the nitrogen. And I'm gonna show you the difference. Look at this, guy. See this? I can't tell you if it's a cabbage or, well, there I go with the cabbage again. Why? It looks like cabbage to me, but cauliflower or broccoli, they're just in the same species, so they look a lot. But you see these two here? These were planted same time as these were. So pretty much we can see this bed has done way better, and it does have logs also, but this is a 2 foot bed. So it has about a foot of soil here. And so it's not affecting the pH balance or the nitrogen, and I'm just learning about all of that, so I don't know that much about it, but I know it's important, and it's not affecting it like it is this one here. And another thing that we can see in one of my last videos, you can see two big differences right here. You see this leafy romaine? Well, it looks okay. It don't look bad, but it was planted and came from the same place at the same time as this 6-pack that I bought. Look at these, how much bigger. Now, this is 100% soil, no wood debris. It's probably got about 20, let's see, it's 48 cubic feet, so it's somewhere around 30 something bags of stay green and then so much of the raised bed soil. I can't remember exactly on this one how we did it, but so, and my recommendation, if you're only going to go with 1 foot, do not put the logs in there unless you're going to be going 2 foot or higher. In the fact that I feel like that it's pulled the nitrogen, and I see that when I see these are just not as bright green as I feel like they should be. So anyways, we're going to put some of this organic mulch around it. Everything's good and wet. I don't need to water anymore this morning. And we're going to open this up. We're going to open some of this up here, and we're going to look at it and see what it looks like. Now, we're talking about the difference in this mulch. Originally, I got off on a rabbit trail. What's the difference in this mulch and this mulch? Well, this mulch is supposed to be 100% organic, and it's designed for edible gardening, which means it has no dye in it like this mulch does. Now, this mulch has dye in it, and is on sale right now for 5 bags for $10. That's $2 a bag. This mulch has no dye in it, and it's $4 at Lowe's. And boy, I had a time finding this last night. It was not ever put out on the shelf at Lowe's, and if the other YouTuber hadn't left a comment, I would have never searched this. But once I searched it, then realized Lowe's had 162 bags of this in stock. I went down there. So I got to Lowe's, and nobody could find it. Nobody had ever even heard of it or has seen this on the shelf. I showed them a picture of it, and it had a bin number, and nobody could find it on the bin. And so finally, they have, I don't know, probably several hundred pallets of soil and products out in the parking lot. My son Dustin went out there, and he found a pallet of it that was shrink wrapped way from the building. And the loaders, when they loaded it, said they'd never seen it before, and it never got put out. So this is something that I have searched for and looked for, and I'm glad to find. But there's other products, other brands, other companies make it also. Now that I've been looking. Now, like I said, it's about $4 a bag at Lowe's, but online it says Walmart has it for $3.47 a bag. Now, finding it sometimes is not always that easy to find. But I'm gonna go get some gloves, and we're gonna play in some mulch here, and we're gonna put this mulch down and see what it looks like. You know, I want my garden to be pretty and to look good, and I'm gonna have some flowers in it. And all the ugly things like the vining plants is going in the back, and that's a whole nother project. Golly, yeah, I'll take you back. I got a lot of projects going on, and I'll show you a few of them on some upcoming videos. We've got a $99 chicken coop that we bought from Ollie's. $99 chicken coop from Ollie's. It's in the box over here. I'll show that to you here in just a little bit. I'm not getting it out of the box, but I am going to make a complete video if you want to see it. I wanted to do this video. Thought, well, I'll put this together, tell people about it, but they're not going to have any left of the $99 one. So I want to go ahead and tell you about it in this video. So it came out in a sale paper, and I'll go over here. Let's walk over here and I'll show it to you. Then that way, because if you got an Ollie's in your area, I've been looking for a small chicken coop, because I'm going to get 2 chickens, which I got 34 pheasants or something like that coming that we're going to release once they're big enough to release. But we're going to keep a couple of hens, and I needed something to put them in, so let me show it to you. Okay, here it is. This is the box, and it has a size here, but doesn't tell me a whole lot. But I did ask. It does not include the 2 chickens on the front of the box. You just get the house. So for $99, they were kind of, hey dog, what do you think about it? You want to get us some chickens? What do you think about getting some chickens, Angel? Huh? It's all right, Daddy. So yeah, it's called the Farmhouse Chicken Coop, and they're probably not going to have many of them. There might be some other places that have them. Apparently they was able to buy a bunch of them and get them on deal. So in the next week, I'll put this together. If you want to see it, leave me a comment. I'll put this together so you can see the quality. For $99, that's hard to beat. All right, so we got some beans growing over here. I planted these from seed and I'm gonna probably plant some more. Actually got some beans starting over here. I don't know if that's good or bad. Probably not good. Then here is my peppers. Now I bought these as starter plants. They're about that big when I originally bought them, and you can see the stems. They're good and fluffy down low, although I do keep them in these containers. These were some of the last ones I bought. So I didn't start any of these from seed, but I do have some that we have started from seed. And I did start these from seed. We got some, I don't know, zucchini, cucumbers, and a few things like that. And then we have some gourds here. These gourds, one of the things I noticed on this right here is, you see how pale this leaf is? And this one's a little bit greener, and this was a little bit greener. And then we got some over here that's pale once again. Now, I'll tell you the difference here. When I mixed up, I just used the stay green when I upplanted these from the pot, or from the cedar cells. And I noticed these just did not take off like these here. And I'm gonna think the reason is because Mary mixed in some of this right here in the soil. Even though it had some fertilizer in it, we put this Biotone Starter Plus starter plant food in the other ones, and we didn't these. So I definitely can see we're not getting that good green, dark green color. Now this had the Biotone put in these beans, and they done good. The kale didn't. You can't kill the kale. There's no killing kale. It just lives. I've tried to dry it out, kill it out. No, it's doing good. So let me show you something else I got going. I'm getting ready to take this plastic off of this right here. But I planted some carrot seeds in here. And let's check on them here. Let me get my little rocks off and move them over here. And right underneath here, still a little chilly this morning in here, but I've got some seeds in there, and I'm getting ready to take this off today. I've had this on here for the last couple of days to make sure to keep this damp, and it has. So, all right, I keep talking and talking about going and getting gloves and putting this out. I'm gonna get a tripod so I can set that up and you can watch. I forget what these are called, but these are starting to bloom back out. We transplanted them, and the blooms died, but they're coming back. So now this is the organic raised bed soil, the Miracle-Gro. Now, I know a lot of people love Miracle-Gro, and there's a few people say they don't like it. I've seen YouTube tests done on this, different types of Miracle-Gro, not this raised bed, but Miracle-Gro makes so many different types and brands, or mixtures or formulas, let me put it that way, that it's hard to keep up with all of them. Actually, I think some of the different names of the Miracle-Gro is probably almost identical to some of the other names, but it depends on the store it's sold in. Some stores, big box stores, want to have their own type of Miracle-Gro soil, and they'll call it something a little different. That's what I think. I don't know. But the Miracle-Gro out of 14, Epic Gardening, if you watch gardening, you have come across Epic Gardening, and it's they did 14 different soils that you buy in the store, and they don't like Miracle-Gro. They like to make their own soil, and a lot of people do make their own soil, but this channel's more for people that's just doing things at home and doing small yard things where you're not getting too complicated into buying 3 different components, 4 different components, and mixing up soil and all that. So much easier to buy something already made up, like this organic mulch is ready to pour out. But there'll be people say, John, you can go cut you some trees and chop them up and make your own. Y'all, John's not going to do that, I'm going to tell you. So yeah, I'm going to buy it already made up, and I try to show you all things that that y'all can buy at the big box stores. And sometimes if you can shop with the small mom and pop local stores, I always encourage that, to try to go to your local nurseries or places that's local, and even a lot of your high schools will have things for sale sometimes, and that way you can help the small business people, and you also can get a little bit more information about the product you're buying sometimes. So, all right, dog, you gonna help me with the mulch? Hey, you looking for the mail lady this morning? Yeah, she's looking for the mail lady this morning. Okay, I wanted to show you some other types of mulch that's organic that you could use. I'm not for sure how organic the straw is, because the straw could have been treated with pesticides or fertilized, so it doesn't say organic on the shredded straw. But this was one of the first options I went with. I didn't go with this brand. I had a different brand. I think I showed that in one of the earlier videos, where we put the chopped straw down, and one, I don't like the way it looks. Two, I don't think it holds moisture really good at all. Three, it doesn't decompose very well. And you know, I've got straw in my yard that's been here for over a year, and it's not decomposed to any. And I put it down because trying to, you know, grow grass. So I don't like it. I tried it. It had seeds sprout in it, grass of some sort, wheat or whatever type straw it is, come up. So I'm still picking that stuff out, and it blows out of my bed. Now it gets into my walking mulch. I don't like that. So no, I'm not putting this on my raised beds, but I will put it on the yard. I'll put it down. We're planting grass seed, and it will definitely go on the yard. And then also, here's something probably the most expensive organic mulch that you can get. This is it's by Back to the Roots Organic Expanding Mulch. It's 100% organic coconut husk chips. This is heavy. It is very expensive. This block costs about $28, $29 to get it shipped to me from Amazon. And then there's a whole product line from this Back to the Roots. I also think that they have maybe some wood chip mulch probably, but I'm going to look more into Back to the Roots and see what they do. This is probably, what I understand, the gold standard, the best you could do for mulch. But I figured this up to do the 4 raised beds. No, 5 raised beds is 4 foot by 12 foot. It would cost almost $1,000 to put this 3 inches deep for mulch. And no, not going to go that route. I've got this here now. I will, this will make 2 cubic feet once it's hydrated, about this much. This is 1.5 cubic foot this bag here is. So this will expand and get bigger. I'm not for sure what I'm going to use it on because it's just so expensive. But I will use it on something. I'm sure it will look very pretty. If I get some higher dollar plants in or something, we'll try it on something eventually. But this is what we're working with today. And so this here, out of the way. This here, out of the way. We don't need it. This is what we're looking at today. And we're going to look at this and see exactly what it looks like. And we're going to first, before we put it out, we're going to actually get some of the straw out over here, and the fact that I don't like the straw in there. I can't get it all out. There's no way I'm going to get it all out. But I'm going to get as much straw out as I can. And then we're going to start putting down this here. Very earthy looking. I like this color. You can tell that it's not dyed, and I really like that. Now, they say this, all except a couple of states. If you go to the Miracle-Gro website, they have all the information about this on there, and they say that most of this is sourced within 150 miles of where it's being sold at, on average, I'd say. So it's possible this came from Tennessee or Kentucky. This is some, I'm going to think, pine mulch, and it's got the breakdown of what it is. I'll try to put some more of that information on there, but it's mostly forest products, it says, and I can tell chips and just rotted wood. Has nothing on the back of these bags, but Yeah, you can scan. They also have a little barcode that you can scan, or a QR code that you can scan and go to it and get some information. But yeah, I did see some reviews. It's got like a 4.8 out of 5 out of about 100 comments on the Miracle-Gro sites. But that's what it kind of looks like. And I'll give you a better close-up on it here in a little bit when I get the camera off there. But I'm gonna move the camera over here. So we're gonna do one section. We're gonna do this romaine that's not doing very well. It's not growing like the other bed. So we're gonna try to get as much straw out as we can. So sit back and watch me work. I love it. It's I really think it's very enjoyable and relaxing. Right here, show some strawberries on here. So this would be good for strawberries to grow on top of to keep them out of the dirt. So that's very cool. And I do have 4 strawberry plants. I'll probably buy some more. And that's something I might use the coconut husk on. All right, I can't find my little rake that I would normally use. Probably just going to be better to get in here by hand and get this out. I'm going to try to get as much out as I can without getting it in my walkway mulch, because yeah, I'm not happy with this straw. But we don't know till we try. Sometimes we try things and we say, oh well, that worked out great. And sometimes we try things and we say, oh well, that didn't work out so great. And this is one of them. I know a lot of people comment they use this, and it's probably okay in bigger applications where you're growing to sell at market or something like that. But in my situation, you know, it's okay, I guess. But no, I wasn't happy with it. Everybody's got their own preferences, and so far this is one thing I've tried, and I'd have to say absolutely never putting this in for mulch in my raised beds. Now I'm thinking that I might have to use some straw, whole straw, in the back. I'm going to be growing vining plants, cucumbers, cantaloupes, pumpkins, some things that make a lot of vines. I want to grow some of them in the back, which I'm going to grow some cucumbers in here too, and grow those on the trellises here. But I think I'm going to put a few more in the back, depending. I've already got some dirt back there, and if I get enough time today, I'm going to take you back there and show you what I'm working on in the back. That's a whole nother project coming up too. Got a lot of projects coming up, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification button so you can keep up with what's going on. I'm going to try to keep you updated as much as I can. We're still trying to make some videos for the Appalachian channel, and then I'm doing this, and we're staying pretty busy. It's hard to keep up with everything sometimes. So all right, so I got not all of this, but I've got a good amount of this out of here, and we'll go right back here behind here and get this in the back here, drug up here a little closer so I can get that out. But yeah, that's hard for me to get to decompose this straw. It probably would decompose better in the dirt than it would like it does laying on top of my ground out here while I'm trying to plant and grow fescue grass. Probably would do better in here breaking down in the soil than it does laying on top of the dirt's what I have out there. There's nothing really, can't call it soil. There's nothing really much alive in it. But so all right, we're gonna do this one bed. I'm not gonna show you the rest of them today. We're just gonna see what this one bed looks like, and then when I get the rest of these done, I'll come back and show you what all the mulch looks like. I don't think you want to watch me mulching them all, but I wanted to show you. Okay, I'm not for sure if you can see it there, but see I have some Has some grass right there. Now this mulch, like I said, it's about $4 a bag. I think it's going to take at least one bag for right here. So each 2 by 4 foot section, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes, but we'll see what it looks like. These fellas here definitely need some help in that all their nitrogens got robbed, and hopefully this will, we'll see. You know, if you follow along, you'll see what this mulch does. If this comes back, I have fertilized this some. I did put a little bit of fertilizer in here, and I probably will put a little bit more before I put the mulch on. I've got some granule fertilizer with a high nitrogen, like a 8 or 9 nitrogen on it. So we're gonna go get some of them granules and put that on there, and then put the mulch down. All right, so this is what I'm going to use. It's an all-purpose plant granules, nutrition granules. It takes about 7 days to show results, it says. This I bought at Lowe's on sale on clearance. It was like $4. I need to put some bone meal or blood meal in here to bring the nitrogen up. I didn't get any. I went to get some and ended up getting so excited about finding the mulch. I got the mulch and didn't get the fertilizer. But I'm gonna amend some of this in. I'm gonna mix it in. I wish I had my little shovel or a little trowel, but I'm not gonna put a lot. I'm gonna put a little bit, because we're not gonna be adding nothing to this soil, because this soil has some starter nutrients in it, but we do feel like that those nutrients got pretty much eat up by the wood that we put in here. So I'm going to try to mix some of this down in the soil to get some contact with the soil, and then also help distribute it around under here. And so we'll see in 7 days what it looks like, whether they grew or whether they died, or whether the groundhogs come along and eat it. I don't know, but we'll see if they're still here. All right, so yeah, I didn't get these planted quite as deep as I needed to, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that, yes, this bed was not correctly, in my opinion, it being 1 foot, did not need any logs in the back of it. So let me push the wheelbarrow down here out of the way so I can do the next one. But we're going to go ahead and put this mulch out. And see, I'm still pulling this grass out of here. Now, I left a lip, you know, on here a little bit, a couple inches, so that I could put a mulch once I figured out what I was going to use. And but yeah, I was talking about this on their website. This does have a rating. I think I got to talking about it and got lost talking about something else a minute ago. But people can go on there and rate this on how they like it, and I think there were one negative comment about it, completely negative. Overall, it had like a 4.7 or 4.8 out of 5 rating as far as how they liked it and what they thought about using it. So it's got about 100 reviews on there. You could read each one of those reviews. This is not a sponsored video of any kind. Miracle-Gro, it's not paying me to talk about this today. I wish they were, though. I wish we could get something out of it, or at least get some free mulch. But yeah, I'm seeing here that I like the mulch in that already makes it look cleaner on the vegetables. Now, I don't think we need to get it right up against the vegetables. We need to back it off there just a little bit. Back it away from it. And I also got some of the mulch down in the lettuce, and I'll definitely try to rinse that out in a little bit. But let me put a handful right here. And then I've got some marigolds over here that we're trying to get started. That's a little bit on the struggle. I bought them and one of the big box stores, and they were root bound. They should have been transplanted a while back, maybe, possibly, but anyways, hopefully most of them will come out. Got one right there. That's so all right, there we go. They look a little dusty now because of the dust from the mulch, but I didn't get quite 3 inches in there. I could get 3. I still have some more right here. So I know in this scenario, for each one of these 2 by 4 foot sections, 1 bag will pretty much do it. Let's see, let me dig down here. Yeah, I bought about 3 inches already in there. I can use some over on this corner. But what do you think, guys, on this? Does this look better than the straw down here? I think so. We're gonna take lunch and go get something to eat, and then I'm gonna finish these up, and then I'll be back and show you what it all looks like in just a few minutes. Well, it's gonna take me longer than a few minutes to do all that, but for you all, it'll be a blink of an eye. All right, guys, I'm back from lunch. Actually, it's been a couple of days since I put the mulch down. I went to lunch and got busy with some other things, so I'm coming back today to finish up this video about the mulch situation. And you can see here it is down, and it's been down for several days now, and I wanted to give it a few days actually to see how I liked it before I finished the video about the mulch. Been watering a little bit here this morning, but it's still a little wet from the water, but it has been holding moisture. The ideal for this mulch is to keep that moisture in the ground with your veggies. And we can go down in here and we can see the moisture in there. I kind of dig down in there and feel it to make sure. I try to keep it moist right now, especially, you know, not too moist, but enough to let them grow. Get them too wet, it's not going to grow good. So this video's been about the mulch and the different types of mulch. I know a lot of people use straw, and you can get straw without seeds in it. It usually costs quite a bit more, and you can source it from different places. I just didn't particularly like the look of the straw, since this is kind of a garden in the front yard. Now in the backyard, that's a whole another project we're starting on, and that will be, we're gonna just put some bags of soil on the ground. We're not gonna dig into the ground, we're gonna grow on top of the soil. And that's a project coming up that I can't wait to get started on. Doesn't have the soil back there. Got 40 bags of soil in the backyard. That will be where we grow all the cucumbers, pumpkins, cantaloupes, things that's got vines. I will grow some of it up here too, but I've got, you know, quite a bit of room in the backyard that I'll use. But things are doing good for the last few days. I want to show you, I think I showed you at the first of the video, I can't remember because it's been a few days since I filmed that I was having problems with the nitrogen in this one particular bed because of the logs in it. I did put the logs in there, and it is beneficial, but one of the mistakes I did is I should have put down a layer of some type of organic nitrogen, some kind of organic fertilizer that had high nitrogen in it, bone meal, blood meal, I don't know. I'm learning about the different fertilizers, and man, there's a lot of different ones. There's fertilizers for when they're in the vegetation state, and then there's a fertilizer for when they are making fruit. and you don't use both at the same time. And if you use them the same fertilize during the whole growth time, you don't maximize the fruiting. It's a little complicated, but I'm learning about the different nutrients, and the organic part of it makes it a little harder because it really cuts down on what you can use in trying to do things organically. And so sometimes we might have to use a little bit of liquid fertilizer that might not be 100% organic. I don't know what you all use for fertilizing your all's food. We're trying to stay organic and not use no chemicals, but if we start having certain problems, we might have to maybe figure out a little bit better way to do things. But right now everything's going good, and I'm going to turn the camera around and show you how well things is doing now that I had put down blood meal in around them, and that is high in nitrogen, I think 14% nitrogen. And so let me turn the camera around and show you what the last 2 or 3 days, how they've brightened up and doing better. Now, this is the bed that I've had problems with, not wanting to grow. And this lettuce has really struggled, but it looks so much better now. You see it's getting that brighter green in it, and so is the celery over here. The celery was really pale. Here's a little bit of, some of it you can see it's still kind of pale, and that was something that I was worried about, but looks like we're able to get that straightened out. So over here on this side, I have some cauliflower and broccoli. How about that? I didn't call it cabbage. For some reason, I've been calling it cabbage, but the nitrogen really changed this cauliflower and broccoli's appearance and color, and it really slowed it down on growing, because this is the same batch of cauliflower and broccoli here, and you can see how much bigger it is. And it has come quite a ways better since a few days ago when I showed it to you, when there was hardly anything in here that looked like it had any new growth or greenery in it. So, but yes, I do like this. If you've like this type organic mulch, let me know what you use. I know people use so many different things, but I wanted this. Really, when I bought this mulch here, this is not for your vegetables. This has dye in it. This is walking mulch to walk on. You could use it on in certain flower gardens that you're not eating probably. I've always used this like everybody else to go around shrubbery and around the house and things like that. Okay, I get a lot of little mushrooms that pop up in here. There's a little one, might be called a Japanese umbrella, maybe, on that one again. Here is a strawberry plant that we've planted, and we're going to do a video just on strawberries and talk about planting them and growing them and the different things about strawberries, because we have some right here in a pot, and I have some more in a pot, and I've just recently bought some more that I want to up pot, and I could plant them. Man, it feels like it's so hot that it's okay to plant today and it'll be fine. John, why don't you just go ahead and plant everything today? Well, because come this weekend, it's going to get down in the 30s at night. And so what I do is I kind of keep things in and out. Last night, it only got down to in the 50s, so I left these strawberries out. So we're gonna do a whole video on how to fertilize these, what to fertilize with them, and how to take care of them. And then we've got kale here that we've planted by seed, and it's growing out in the garden. So I've got to get out the other plants and get them in the sun this morning. So let me get the garage door opened up here, and let's go in here. And there's Angel. Say good morning. Oh, you got the sneezies this morning? Want to help Daddy get the plants out? Okay, so yeah, all these come in and out right now. Even though it was in the 50s last night, I planted these from seed. This is cucumbers and zucchini in here. These are miniature gourds. These were very dull looking the other day, but with a little bit of help, they are now got some nitrogen. Here are my pepper plants that I had bought as starter plants, and they were just small, about the size of those gourds when I bought them. But they're coming along okay. I'm gonna have quite a few pepper plants. And then here is some tomato plants that I'm a little worried about, in that I think they got stressed some in the cold. I'm not for sure. This one here, this was a cherry. Let's look at this one here. I've got a bunch of small tomatoes coming on this one. This is going to be a cherry tomato, and that's okay. We're going to let these little cherry tomatoes go ahead and bloom and flower, but the other ones I kind of been picking the blooms off of. I'm not for sure if this is a cherry tomato here or not. It says heirloom tomato, but I don't know. I might have got the tags mixed up, y'all. I've not been real good with my keeping up with the different plants, so sometimes I have to take a picture and Google it. But here is a project that I'll put at the end of this video here, a link to. At the end, there'll be a little box there that you'll see us standing in front of that. Chicken coop, is that worth $99? I don't know. We talked about it in that video. That was one of the last videos that came out. If you've not seen that and you're interested in doing anything with chickens, you're going to definitely want to watch that one. Now, here are some things that we have seeded, and we've got some pumpkins coming up and some melons. But these cells have nothing, and I even dug down in here last night to look for the seeds, and I think we might have accidentally, I don't know what happened, why these are not coming up, if they've been too cold, or I might have to dig them up and look and see what happened, start over. These really need to be planted outside. I just enjoy seeing things come up, so I planted them inside, and I also planted them with the wrong soil. This is not really seeding soil. We're going to talk about that on an upcoming episode, why you need indoors seeding. Seeding mixture works so much better. Now this is a seeding mixture here. I think this is a Jiffy mixture. You see this, that's a little bit lighter, fluffier, makes it easier for the seeds to come up. Now these are all marigolds. These are 3 different sets of types of marigolds that we'll plant. And then over here we have some succulents, and we're going to make a succulent garden. If you're interested in the succulents, let me know and I'll get that video done really quick. Here's some more succulents here. Some of this come from Jackie's greenhouse in one of the videos. If you haven't seen that, make sure to watch the video about Jackie's greenhouse or nursery. These are some pepper plants that we have planted, and here's some that are coming up as seedlings. As you can see here, they're coming up pretty good. So we're going to replant. We'll take these and replant them when they get a little bit bigger like this, probably in bigger cups. So let's go outside. I got a few things to show you, and then I've got to get started on another project. All right, I want to talk a little bit about an upcoming video. We're going to be talking about the different type of soils, because when you go looking to buy soil, it is so many different things out there. What do you get? Why do I need this? And why don't I need this? What's the difference? So we have got a big tub right here. It's upside down right now, but we got this beautiful Mardi Gras honeysuckle that we're going to plant, and in this, and then we're going to build a trellis to go over it right here from Vivor. That's another video of putting that trellis together. I know you guys can't always build trellises like this due to the fact it takes a lot of work and they're hard to haul. But I do have one that will ship right to you, and we'll put that together on a video coming up, that trellis, so you can see how you can build a trellis. There's actually a cucumber trellis, but we're going to use it as a honeysuckle trellis, and I'm going to use a couple of different types of soil in it. So we're going to use some of this potting mix plus fertilize. Now this is not an organic fertilize. That's all right. We're not going to really eat the honeysuckle. So this is not an organic mix, but this is $15 for 64 quarts. I don't know how many cubic feet that is. It's probably 2.5 cubic feet, something in that area. Then here's some different soil. Organic outdoor potting mix. Outdoor potting mix. Did you know that? There's so many people doing tub gardening or bucket gardening or pot gardening that this is supposed to be formed just for that. And this is what's in most of the part of the raised beds, is just a less expensive flower and vegetable garden soil. This is just to amend into your garden for in-ground gardening, and that's what I'm going to use in the background in the backyard. It's already back there actually, and it's what's in a big part of the beds. Now on top of this, I did go with some of the organic raised bed. Now this is organic here, no chemical fertilizers in it, but it don't seem to, it's nowhere near the consistency of the Stay Green. And then here's what we're talking about on this video, is the organic all natural mulch, and it is safe around kids, edibles, waterways. But then you even get into, like I was talking about a minute ago, there's some of that seed starting mix by Jiffy. Completely different type of mix. It's got peat moss, cocoa coir, and vermiculite for moisture retention. So it's a little bit different mixture completely. And then we have down here indoor potting mix, where I was showing you the succulents in there, and if you want to see that, let me know. I'll put that together. We'll pop those up and show you the soil and things like that. So this is going to be another episode coming up where I'm going to up pot the small cupped strawberries and a few things that need to be up potted using some of this outdoor potting mix. So let's get ready to get started this morning. I'm gonna get ready to close this video out. I forget the name of these. If anybody knows, let me know. And then they're doing pretty good. And then we got some over here that we planted. And after we replanted them, the blooms all died out, but now we've got new blooms coming, so that's great. And yeah, I'm really happy with this so far, but I know that there's some reviews on it that somebody said that their bags had plastic and trash and different things in it. He actually took a picture of everything he sorted out of it. And this is all made at different places. It says on Miracle-Gro's website that this soil mulch, I call it soil, it eventually will turn into soil. And that's the good thing about this, is it decomposes. It'll just turn into rich soil. But they say that this usually is sourced within 150 miles of where it's sold. So I'm sure there's a lot of different people that's sourcing this and companies that's sourcing this and providing it for Miracle-Gro. And sometimes probably they come across some garbage. And overall, that out of about 100 reviews, they were one negative review with the guy saying he got something in it that was trash, and he showed a picture of it, and that's very possible. But overall, it has like a 4.8 out of 5 rating out of 100 reviews of people that use this. It's not a paid ad of any kind, so I wish it was. I wish we could make a little money by telling you to buy this, but no, I'm not. All right, guys, I'm going to get ready to make the next video today. It's going to rain for the next 2 days, so I need to work on some other projects for videos for you guys so you can see some things that I'm working on. If you look way back there, you can see the little chicken coop and that we put together, and my review and assembly of that will pop up here at the end of the video that you can click on it. Then I've got about 7 or 8 videos now for the Yard to Table channel, and we're growing a little bit, and appreciate all the new subscribers. Thank you so much for your comments and your kind words and following along with somebody that's never done this before. I know there's gardeners out there and channels that's done this their whole life for many years, but I think it's a new look at doing things when it's somebody brand new, know nothing about it. So I have to learn too. So I'm trying to let you all learn along with me, get some knowledge and information about growing things, and it's not that complicated. It's not rocket science. It's pretty easy. It's just a matter of certain things we can't necessarily control, like the weather, the environment, bugs, animals, creatures that come through the middle of the night or during the middle of the day and eat your strawberries that you're already growing. Yeah, we've had birds attack the strawberries already, get some of those, and we've not even planted them yet. So I'm not going to be liking things like that, but that's part of having a garden. Everybody else wants to eat along too. They want a little snack or two. So you can't blame them for wanting some of it, but you got to keep them away from it. So, well, guys, make sure to click that subscribe button, and then also watch this next video that's coming up. And thank you. God bless you all. We'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.